Five, four, three, two, one. We're going on a trip in my favorite rocket ship, flying through the skies. Little Einsteins, climb aboard, get ready to explore. It'll us to find little Einsteins.
Hi, my name is Sanjay Gupta and I'll be your tour guide for today. Let's begin our journey to the world with the three R's: riots, rivalry, and revolutions. As you hear the tourist story, try to find the similarities between them. Now let's begin our journey between Mumbai. Mumbai has over 11 million people and is the financial capital for India. They also are commercial and the entertainment business. What a great place. I was 11 years old when the first protest started happening. The first female prime minister, Indira Gandhi, had her reign. I remember college students running through the streets yelling chants against the prime minister while the police were forming a line against the protesters. They were preparing for what seemed like war. I felt fear and sad for what was happening due to the uprising. College students were very unhappy and they felt that they needed to protest. These events caused Indira Gandhi to declare a state of emergency in India for 5 years. There were many riots going on which were pulling us in danger. This assassination of us, an important political figure, led to riots and agitation. Now for our second stop, we're going to make a quick stop in New Delhi, with Purnima and Ring in the same event. New Delhi is the center of India and is the center of the executive, legislative and judiciary branches of the government of India. This is Purnima Ring, a former resident of New Delhi.
The scariest moment of my life probably occurred when I was 14 years old, walking home from school. I just found out on the bus ride that Indira Gandhi, the Prime Minister, had been assassinated by a Sikh, and I had to walk through highly populated Sikh neighborhoods to get home. The weeks to come after this dreadful 15-minute walk home were probably the worst, sad, and scary in my life due to all the uprising caused by the assassination. The assassination of Indira Gandhi, an important political figure, led to the riots and hatred between people, especially the Sikhs and Hindus. This led to more death throughout the country as this agitation spread and made it hard for Sikhs and Hindus to even collaborate together on anything.
Our third stop is South Korea. With a demilitarized border against North Korea, South Korea is widely popular for its great hilly countryside with cherry trees and the high-tech cities such as Seoul, which is the capital.
I was 15 years old when Chun Doo-hwan took power in South Korea and made everyone's lives miserable. This all started with the military coup that led to the assassination of the current president at the time. Following this crime, Chun also killed many other government officials who could potentially take his power. Many college students also died as a result because of the riots. People were imprisoned, publicly beaten, and men were forced to join the army, and they were horribly mistreated. All of these things came to an end when Chun Doo-hwan had to resign because he already served one term as president, which was against the constitution. A Democrat named Kim Dae-jung eventually became president, and this is when peace was restored and we had more of a voice in government.
Our fourth stop is Czechoslovakia. Hope you're not getting bored because you're in for a ride. Czechoslovakia is a great country and amazing castles in the world. Let's see what Michael Kepscher has to say about this great country.
Back in 1920, I was born in Bratislava, Czechoslovakia, which is the capital of Slovakia. Due to the mass conflict between the Czechs and the Slovakians, life was hard for my family and I. This conflict arose from differing religions, ethnicities, and financial stability between the Czechs and Slovak provinces. Also, the entire country was swept with poverty because of the financial turmoil that World War I had previously caused. It was extremely difficult for my family to financially support us, so they decided to move to America in the summer of 1927 in order to build a better quality of life for all of us. On my voyage to America, I ate an orange for the very first time. I recall it being one of the best things I've ever tasted. We settled down in a town called Gary, Indiana, and I didn't go back to Slovakia until the summer of 1996, which was after Czechoslovakia split into Czech Republic and Slovakia in 1993. I remember that not much had changed in almost 65 years, and my hometown looked almost the same as it did when I was 7.
We're gonna go around the world for our fifth stop in Wake Forest, North Carolina. Wake Forest is a widely popular growing town that is north of Raleigh. The University of Wake Forest was founded here, but then eventually moved to Winston-Salem. Now, let's hear the story of Tommy's football game.
Hi, I remember in my days of playing college football, there was one game where my coach benched me for the first 3 quarters. This was a mistake. I watched my team from the bench as they got demolished by the other team, asking the coach to put me in. The coach kept denying my requests, which infuriated me even more. Finally, in the 4th quarter, my coach came to his senses and put me in the game. Now, usually it takes around 3 people to get past me in the line. This one lineman on the other team said to his teammates that he could handle me on his own. This made me laugh. I told him that it was a very bad idea, but he just didn't listen. That was the last straw. I was ready to take my anger out. It was over for them. As soon as the ball snapped, I unleashed all of my anger I had been holding back for the entire game. I hit him helmet to helmet so hard that his helmet split down the middle and his face mask caved in and broke his nose. He was knocked unconscious. This led to riots between the teams. It was as if war broke out and the rivalry between us increased. It was one of the best days of my life.
Our last and final stop will be with Jerry Kelly at a fort in Oregon.
I remember when I was training to be a soldier, and I was on the fort's football team. We were all playing and having a good time until I heard that the sign-up sheet for the placement of where you would be deployed was put up during the game. Since everyone was at the game, I faked an injury and snuck off to sign up to be deployed in a safe place before anyone else. When I got there, I saw a ton of places to be deployed, and I had no idea where any of the forts were. So I found a map and just started looking for the farthest place away from Korea or Japan. I ended up signing up to go to Labrador, Canada, and then I snuck back before anyone noticed.
We're finally done with this tour. Thank you for listening to us, and thank you for listening to these tourists who have told their stories.
오빤 강남스타일